Thank you. Good morning, y'all. My name is Sergeant Matas, and we are excited to be here to celebrate this momentous occasion for you, my dear soldiers. But what we want to know right now is how many of you are excited to see your soldier march across this field this morning? Yeah, man. I think they can do better, right? They can do better. They're a little tired right now. Yeah. All right, cool. I don't know if you know, but your soldiers right across this field. And I want you to get them pumped up. So the count of 3, I want you to give me as much noise as possible. So 1, 2, 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, at this moment, please stand and join the ensuing event on singing God Bless America. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the new Santa License Band.
Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, in Delta Company. 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. On behalf of Major General Curtis A. Buzzard and Command Sergeant Major Jerry L. Dotson of the United States Army Maneuver Center of Excellence, Brigadier General Larry Burris and Command Sergeant Major Christopher D. Gunn of the United States Army Infantry School, and Colonel Patrick A. Douglas and Command Sergeant Major Jeremy S. Brennan of the 197th Infantry Brigade. Additionally, the members of the Directorates and Services of Fort Benning, Georgia. We welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Thank you for taking the time to share this great day with us. Before we start today's ceremony, would the veterans in the audience please stand?
Veterans.
We would like to thank those who have kept our country free in times of peace and conflict. Thank you for your service. For 247 years, American infantry soldiers have quietly gone about their duty that has taken them to historic battlefields on many of the Earth's continents. Infantry soldiers stood fast on the bloody battlefields within our own borders, creating a republic and saving a union. They defeated our nation's enemies in Mexico, Cuba, and China. These warriors scorned the Kaiser in the trenches of France and defeated fascism in Germany and Italy. They set the rising sun of Imperial Japan on 1,000 islands in the Pacific and stood firm against the communists in the mountains and the snows of Korea and in the steamy jungles of Southeast Asia. Infantry soldiers won the Cold War and preserved peace in the far-reaching places like South Korea and Europe by their vigilant presence and spread freedom in Grenada, Panama, Kuwait, and Somalia with their sweat and blood. infantry soldiers left the comfort of their families and endured the most demanding conditions of cold and heat, of dust and mud, of desert and jungle to fight our nation's wars. These young soldiers, soon to be in front of you today, all volunteers, joined the Army and the infantry in a time of war. They chose to serve their nation knowing that they may be deployed in support of contingency operations around the world by their commander-in-chief. To commemorate the sacrifices of those who went before and to tangibly link the commitment of today's soldiers with their legendary predecessors, this beautiful parade ground was seeded with soil taken from significant battlefields in our nation's history. On March 19, 2009, a hero or descendant of a hero of these battles spread soil on the very place where your soldiers will walk. These battles include Yorktown, Antietam, Soissons, Corregidor, Normandy, San Lorenzo, Korea, LZ X-Ray, Iraq, and Afghanistan. When these young men march proudly past you, they will actually be walking on the ground hollowed by their infantry forefathers. One of those leaders was Second Lieutenant Daniel K. Inouye, later Senator Inouye from Hawaii. On 12 September 2014, soil was spread on this parade field from San Lorenzo, Italy, and the parade field was officially named Inouye Field in his honor. In 1997, he was awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroic actions on 21 April 1945 at San Lorenzo as a platoon leader in the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. And despite being critically wounded, Second Lieutenant Inouye, by his gallant, aggressive tactics and his indomitable leadership, led his platoon to advance through fierce resistance and capture the heavily defended and fortified ridge known as Col Ustatello, outside the town of San Lorenzo, Italy. The purpose of today's ceremony is to recognize the commitment of the soldiers in formation today who have chosen to serve their country as infantry soldiers. This review is the last official formation of the training cycle. Not everyone successfully completes this difficult training period, but those in formation today represent disciplined, motivated, and physically fit soldiers who exemplify the Army's 7 core values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. These soldiers are imbued with the warrior ethos and display the tenets of putting the mission first, never accepting defeat, ever quitting, and never leaving behind a fallen comrade. This is an important day, and they can take great pride in their accomplishments. This ceremony marks the culmination of months of long and arduous training, the results of which are these superb infantry soldiers prepared to take their places in infantry units around the world. Like you, we are proud of their accomplishments. Ladies and gentlemen, during the next few moments, there will be loud noises and smoke from the use of pyrotechnics. On the far side of the parade field, the World War II Company Street serves as a constant reminder of the time-honored traditions and values of America's greatest generation, those infantry soldiers who walked before us. In just a few moments, out from the past will emerge our country's next greatest generation, today's infantry warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Infantry Rifle Squad. The foundation of the Army's decisive force and the embodiment of the warrior ethos. Infantry soldiers have the most challenging job of any member of the armed forces. They carry the fight to the enemy around the world. They are the standard bearer for all the armies of the world, leading by example in the fight to defend freedom against ruthless terror. With the increased firepower and lethality of today's weapons, every infantry soldier must be trained to standard in over 200 tasks to keep our enemies on any battlefield. The infantry soldiers graduating today are accomplished marksmen able to engage the enemy day and night. They understand how to shoot, move, and communicate as a team. They are adaptable warriors who can fight as a mechanized force from Strykers or Bradleys, from the sky as airborne or air assault, and whose training is the basis for our elite special operations warriors. Most importantly, they are patriots who in a time of war raised their right hand and swore an oath to God and country to defend the Constitution of the United States against any enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Infantry Rifle Squad. The squad is led by a staff sergeant. They are armed with an M4 carbine. The M4 carbine is the latest evolution of the M16 family and is designed for use in vehicles in close quarters combat. The squad has 2 fire teams. Each fire team is led by a sergeant. They are also armed with an M4 carbine. This carbine is fully modular with an integrated receiver rail system that can mount the M68 close combat optics and an AN/PEQ-15 infrared laser designator used to engage targets at night. Each fire team has 1 automatic rifleman. They are armed with an M249 squad automatic weapon. This is the squad and vehicle machine gun. It has a sustained rate of fire of 100 rounds per minute and weighs 17 pounds. Each fire team has 1 grenadier. They are armed with an M4 carbine and an M320 grenade launcher. It fires a variety of 40mm grenades to include high explosive, illumination, colored smoke, and buckshot. The M320 provides an invaluable indirect fire capability to the infantry squad. The remaining soldier in each fire team is the rifleman. They are armed with an M4 carbine and the M136 AT4 anti-tank launcher. The AT4 fires an 84mm shaped charge capable of defeating up to 14 inches of rolled homogeneous steel and breaching bunkers or masonry walls in urban structures. Additionally, each one of these soldiers is wearing the advanced combat helmet with the AN/PGS-14 monocular night vision device. This night vision device allows the soldier to see in low or no light conditions. Coupled with the laser designator on their weapon, they can place effective fire on all targets at night. On their torso, they are wearing the improved outer tactical vest, or IOTV, which consists of 4 armored plates capable of stopping small arms fire and fragmentation. Additionally, he's wearing ballistic eye protection, knee pads, and elbow pads, and a water hydration system. Ladies and gentlemen, All members of today's rifle squad are from Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. This is the modern-day warrior, armed and equipped to fight and win anywhere, anytime, in any type of terrain, against any enemy. These infantry soldiers are trained and ready to defend our country and preserve our way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a round of applause for the United States Army Infantry Rifle Squad. 47th Infantry Regiment and Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. The company commander for Charlie is Captain Juan Barra, and the company first sergeant is First Sergeant Adam Watkins. The company commander for Delta is Captain Matthew Ray, and the company first sergeant is First Sergeant Matthew McElmore. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Captain Dylan Ondurko, Operations Officer of 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the arrival of the official party. Captain Kiefer, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, Captain, will offer the invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, I thank you for this beautiful day, where we can take the time to recognize the Army's newest infantry soldiers, to reflect on what they have accomplished so far, and to look ahead to their future endeavors. I thank you for the families and loved ones who have been a source of strength and support for them, for their battle buddies who have encouraged them through their training, and for the drill sergeants and cadre who have invested in them. These young men have shown the dedication and spirit necessary to face and overcome the challenges of their training. I ask that you would protect them and bless them as they go forward from here to serve our country in an elite force of infantry soldiers. May they pursue excellence in all they do. Draw near to us this day, and may your blessing be upon each one gathered here, upon our leaders, and upon our nation. Amen.
The official party for today's ceremony consists of the 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen W. Tipa, and the Battalion Command Sergeant Major Damian Fondolaskowski. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem. If you are not in uniform, please remove your headgear. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The infantry soldiers graduating today come from many parts of the United States. The flags of the 50 states and 6 territories displayed at the museum symbolize the broad base of our national defense. The companies standing before you have conducted a turning blue ceremony because blue is the color of the infantry. This ceremony culminated with each graduating soldier receiving the coveted symbols of an infantry soldier. The cross rifle insignia with blue background discs and the blue infantry corps. Turning blue signifies the rite of passage of these soldiers to carry on the finest traditions of the infantry. The infantry cross rifles, blue discs, and blue corps mark these soldiers as qualified to be the finest soldiers in the world, United States Army infantry soldiers. The soldiers most responsible for the training of these infantry soldiers are the drill sergeants, who are carefully selected by the Department of the Army. The drill sergeant campaign hat and badge have been a stoic symbol of professionalism and pride since 1962. At this time, the drill sergeant of the cycle for Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, Drill Sergeant Conquerzon, will recite the Drill Sergeant Creed.
You goddamn right it will.
At this time, the official party will present the awards. The drill sergeants of the cycle and distinguished honor graduates will each receive the Army Achievement Medal. Receiving the drill sergeant of the cycle award from Charlie Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is Drill Sergeant Corey Peters from Asheville, Ohio. Leanne Peters, spouse of Drill Sergeant Peters, is being presented a bouquet of roses in recognition of the constant support given to Drill Sergeant Peters. The distinguished honor graduate for Charlie Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is Specialist Michael Quinn from Port Washington, New York. Specialist Quinn's follow-on assignment is with the Special Operations Preparatory Course. Receiving the Drill Sergeant of the Cycle Award from Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is Drill Sergeant Terapon Conquerzon from Korat, Thailand. Misty Conquerzon, spouse of Drill Sergeant Conquerzon, is being presented a bouquet of roses in recognition of the constant support given to Drill Sergeant Conquerzon. The distinguished honor graduate for Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is Private First Class Kane Bruger from Albertville, Alabama. Private First Class Bruger's follow-on assignment is also with the Special Operations Preparatory Course. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in giving these fine soldiers a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen W. Tebow.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of Major General Curtis Buzzard, Commanding General of the Maneuver Center of Excellence, and Colonel Patrick Douglas, Commander of the 197th Infantry Brigade. Welcome to the hallowed grounds of Fort Benning, Georgia, and the graduation ceremony for Charlie and Delta companies of the 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. Sergeant Major Brandon, Colonel Maui, Sergeant Major Sanchez of the Fort Benning Garrison Directors, the Pruitts and the 47th Infantry veterans, current and former unit members, other distinguished guests, friends and family of the graduates, welcome to today's ceremony. This is a great day. A life-changing day for the great Americans in front of you. Today we welcome 225 new soldiers to the profession of arms. Today we welcome 225 siblings into our family. Soldiers in front of you represent a clean cross-section of the very best this country has to offer. They came to us with the personal courage to volunteer, and through the course of completing their infantry training, these soldiers have refined their sense of duty, loyalty to the Constitution and the Army, respect for their fellow brothers and sisters in the Army, and the integrity required to bring honor to themselves and the Army through their selfless service. They are a contributing source of our pride as Americans. No other Army is as strong, fast, smart, adaptable, technically advanced as the one these soldiers are now part of. They are the weapon system of our nation's foreign policy. Soldiers in front of you hail from almost every American state and other countries as well. In talking with many of these soldiers, I asked them why they volunteered, and I received replies like, to serve my country, to provide for my family, to gain skills, to be a part of something bigger than myself, to find purpose in my life. To the last, I can report to you that they have accomplished this. There is no higher calling than that of a soldier committed to defending freedom. Through the skills and mentorship provided to them, through the challenging training they have completed, these soldiers will be able to provide for their families in new ways. In the very place these soldiers stand now, on the grounds of the National Infantry Museum, is evidence that they are a part of something bigger than themselves. Here, we stand on the shoulders of giants and are surrounded by the spirits of battle. As these young soldiers take over stewardship of our storied profession of arms, they are prepared and predestined to make this Army better tomorrow than it is today or was yesterday. To the families that support these soldiers, thank you. Thank you for entrusting your children, siblings, parents, and spouses to the Army. And thank you for your love and encouragement that has brought them this far. That love will become more important than any other factor in their ability to face adversity and conquer fear. For those of you who know any other young people who would do well with these same opportunities, please do us a favor and send them our way. The Soldier Referral Program is explained on your company's social media pages and on the signs around the bleachers. To the drill sergeants that train these soldiers and will continue to train the next generation of the Army, thank you. You are the most professional assembly of NCOs in the Army, and you have successfully trained yet another class of warriors. Your efforts have made the nation a little more secure today, and you have prepared this generation to meet the challenges of tomorrow, whatever they may be. These young soldiers will forever remember the first NCO who inspired them with a resounding "Follow me." To the newest infantry soldiers in the Army, over the last 247 years, this Army has been tested. Within the last 20 years of sustained combat, it has continued to be tested. You will be tested as well. You are here today because you have proven that you will rise to the challenge and overcome any obstacle. You should be very, very proud of what you have accomplished. You are ready to meet and defeat the enemies of this great nation. The Army's promise to the nation, our promise, is an unyielding commitment to provide a global response to the threats that have and will continue to challenge our way of life. Standing in the gap between these threats and everything we hold dear as a nation is you. You have answered the timeless call of whom shall I send and who will go for us, with a constant and resounding answer of here are we, send us. You as soldiers define and articulate the answer to this promise with a living and breathing expression of shared values, vision, and commitment demonstrated by your words and deeds. As soldiers, your country will demand much of you, but you will meet these demands. As you meet them, do so with the same determination and energy you've shown here, and you will continue to succeed. I wish you all the best, and I pray that God continues to bless you, your families, the Army, and the United States of America. One force, one fight, follow me, forever forward. The Panthers never quit. They oppressively bear. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Soldier's Creed is the standard for all soldiers to live by. The Soldier's Creed helps soldiers understand that despite their very diverse backgrounds, all soldiers are warriors and members of a team. We invite all soldiers, both past and present, to stand and join us as the Soldier of the Cycle from Charlie Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. Specialist Quinn leads the Army's newest soldiers in the Soldier's Creed. Ladies and gentlemen, as the soldiers pass to your front, we invite you to take pictures, but please remain in your seats. When the American flag passes to your front, we ask that you rise and please remove your headgear. Once the American flag has passed your location, you may be seated. Additionally, we ask that you please remain in the stands until the band has completely left the field and the commander of troops reports the conclusion of the ceremony. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Captain Dylan Ondurko, Fairmont, West Virginia. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Maneuver Center of Excellence Band, led by Drum Major Staff Sergeant Lewis Johnson. and commanded by Sergeant First Class Stephen Hahn. Charlie Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is commanded by Captain Juan Barrett from Norcross, Georgia. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 1st Platoon is Sergeant First Class Skylar Canada from St. Francis, Minnesota. Senior Drill Sergeant for 2nd Platoon is Staff Sergeant Jonathan Beckman from Ahabra, California. Senior Drill Sergeant for 3rd Platoon is Sergeant First Class Ferdinand Owumi from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
The First Sergeant for Charlie Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is First Sergeant Adam Watkins from Wichita, Kansas. The Color Sergeant is Staff Sergeant Adam Cole from Monroe, Michigan. Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is commanded by Captain Matthew Ray from Amsterdam, Ohio. Senior Drill Sergeant for 1st Platoon is Staff Sergeant Carlos Martinez from Charlotte, North Carolina. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 2nd Platoon is Sergeant First Class Brian Mezzo from Compton, California. The Senior Drill Sergeant for 4th Platoon is Staff Sergeant Dan Green from Humboldt, Tennessee. The First Sergeant for Delta Company, 2nd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, is First Sergeant Matthew McElmore from Seattle, Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the band plays the Army song. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the 197th Infantry Brigade Commander, Colonel Patrick Douglas, and the Brigade Command Sergeant Major Jeremy Brennan, we thank you for attending today's graduation ceremony. You may now join your soldier in the formation area in front of the museum. Have a safe journey home. Follow me.
The echoes of eternity